upgrade. So here's the first thing I'm going to be doing for this upgrade. I got 3 Racing's motor heat sink. Very cheap little thing to do, but you know what? It's going to help out with the temperature, even if it's just a little bit. That way I can just push it a bit harder. So let's go ahead and open it up and check it out. Just going to go ahead and cut it open, and that's it. Very simple. Now originally I wanted to go with orange aluminum, but I don't know. I think silver mixed in with orange looks really good. So let's go ahead and install this and see how it looks. And all I have to do is, well, just snap it in. And that's it. And honestly, I think it looks pretty good, especially with the silver driveline. Now, before I move on, I'm going to go ahead and have some fun with a silver paint pen. So let me go ahead and show you guys what I did. Since the motor mount plate is silver, as well as motor heatsink, the driveline, and the shocks, I decided to go ahead and use that paint pen and highlight some of the details on this RC, making them silver. And I have to say, it really does carry the theme a lot better, and it just looks good. So the next thing I need to focus on is a remote. So here we have the Team Associated XP3SS 2.4 GHz radio. Now it's not a bad radio, and since it's 2.4 GHz, I don't mind it. However, when I opened up the bottom, I was unpleasantly surprised because it does require 8 AA batteries. And I hate using that many batteries. That's why I love 2.4 GHz radio, because the majority of them only use 4. So I started thinking to myself, how in the world can I get around this? Well, a long time ago, randyneighbour ended up donating this 3S LiPo battery. And as you can see, it's a bit beat up, but it works. So I was figuring out how I could connect this to the remote, and it turns out this tray that holds the batteries can come out, and there's a plug for it. So if I unplug the radio and then plug in the LiPo, just like that, you can see that it works perfectly fine. So I know the LiPo is a bit beat up, so I better go ahead and treat it right and give it a little bit more protection. So I'm going to use something else that Kevin Major donated me. He donated me some shrink tube. So what I'm going to do is slide this over the battery and give it a little bit more protection. Now that that's taken care of, I need to go ahead and go a step further to secure this in the bottom of the remote because I don't want it bouncing around. So I'm going to be using some leftover high quality foam from my aluminum shock caps that I had gotten for one of my other RCs. And yeah, as you can see, I cut out a hole. Just going to go ahead and slide this into it and then plug the whole thing into the bottom of the remote. And there you go. Now I have a rechargeable battery for this remote. And as you can see, the bottom can easily slide on. And I am done with this upgrade. So I want to go ahead and say thank you again, randyneighbour. A long time ago, you donated that LiPo battery with some LED lights. And I was going to go ahead and use those on Jester because his theme was white and the LEDs were too. But I just didn't have the room to mount it on Jester, so I had to go ahead and find other uses for them. But thanks again. Also, thank you, Kevin Major, for sending me that shrink tube. That was Kojot's level 5 upgrade.